In the next 2 weeks, the United States Senate will conclude one of its most historic debates on comprehensive immigration reform. It's been over 4 months that I've been actively involved in this gang of 8, 4 Democrats, 4 Republican senators. We've had over 30 sit-down meetings face-to-face. Many of them went smoothly. The discussion of the DREAM Act did. Some of them not so smoothly. We disagreed, and some of the disagreements were pretty vocal. At the end of the day, though, we realized that we had a larger responsibility that went beyond any single difference of opinion that we might have. We reached a bipartisan agreement. Now the question is, can the Senate hold that agreement together on the floor of the Senate when the amendment process begins, and next week when we face a vote? The values and principles that underlie this agreement are fundamental and critical. A path to citizenship, not only for these young people, but for many of their parents. They have to come out of the shadows, up to 11 million of them, and identify themselves to a government that they have feared their whole lives. They have to register with this government and then submit themselves to a criminal background check. If they're found to have a serious problem in their background, they are gone. They don't have a chance to become legal in America. But if they pass that background check, they have to pay a fine, a substantial fine, pay their taxes, and then learn English and be monitored during the course of 10 years. 10 years in probationary status. During that period, they can work legally in America, they won't be deported, and they can travel without fear of being stopped at the border. Then at the end of 10 years, if they've met all of the standards, all of the scrutiny, paid the fines, and paid their taxes, they'll have a chance to be part of a 3 to 5 year path to citizenship. It is a long process. For many of them, it will be a great sacrifice, but they've offered great sacrifices with their lives already. On the other side of this, we have agreed with our Republican colleagues to do even more in our power to make sure that our border with Mexico is as strong as humanly possible, and to make certain that our immigration system is changed so that we don't face this debate every 5, 10, or 25 years. I think it's a good bill. There are parts of it that I'm very proud of. Some parts of it I just don't like at all. But that's the nature of a compromise. That's how you get something done. I look around this institution, I realize how important this issue is, but I also realize how important this issue is to the United States Senate. If I ask the people of America, what do you think about Congress these days? I think I know the answer. Somebody said our approval ratings just broke double digits again, Mr. President. We're up to 10% of the American people think we might be worth having. That must include a lot of our relatives and close friends, that we made 10%. We better prove something on the floor of the Senate over the next 2 weeks. We better prove that we can work together, Democrats and Republicans, that we won't break down and fall apart over one issue or the other, that we'll keep our focus on getting this job done. And then we need to turn to our colleagues and friends in the United States House of Representatives and tell them they face the same historic responsibility we face. I've heard a lot of speculation about what might happen in the House. Let's just focus on the Senate for the next 2 weeks. Let's do our part and do our job and let the American people witness this process as it should be. If we're successful at the end of next week and pass this legislation, then let the American people speak up to the members of the House of Representatives. Let them hear from their districts and the people they represent what they feel about the importance of this issue when it comes to immigration reform. I am confident, as I said earlier, that deep in their hearts, the American people are good people. They know our roots, they know our story, they know our origin. I stand here today as the son of an immigrant. My mother came to this country at the age of 2. She was a dreamer in her day. Her mom brought her to the port of Baltimore, put her on a train, and they linked up with my grandfather in East St. Louis, Illinois. Upstairs in my office is my mother's naturalization certificate. It's proudly displayed because I want people to know who I am and where I came from. It's my story, it's my family's story, but it's America's story. That the son of an immigrant could be standing on the floor of the United States Senate representing the great state of Illinois and speaking to the next generation of immigrants to America and the difference they can make. This is our opportunity. We know that America will be a stronger and better nation when we do it.